The Mindful Life Practice.
In the summer, oh yeah, and I wanted to make a time lapse, sorry guys. And I love the way barre like kicks your butt and powers you up, and it requires you to build a lot of strength. But the reason why I added yoga into it was because I felt like it was missing a little bit of mindfulness. So what I love about the yoga and barre style class is that it gives you that opportunity at the beginning to check in with yourself, to see how you're feeling, to notice what's going on in your body and your mind and your breath. And if you want to take a moment to set an intention for your practice today, you can do it now. Maybe you're just here to build strength, or to like try a new workout, or to have an hour of your day that is completely and fully to yourself. If you want to stick with me, we're gonna move with the intention of I am balanced. We're gonna be practicing lots of different balancing poses today. Okay, so let's take one more breath. And then we're gonna come all the way up into a table. And we're just gonna take some cat-cow flows from yoga. So on your inhale, you tilt at your pelvis, your belly drops towards the mat. And then as you exhale, curl the spine and tuck your tailbone, move with your cat. So keep going like this. One more thing I forgot to mention, typically barre classes, we move to the rhythm of the music. I had a bit of trouble with playing music last time. So we just did it with silence, and it was kind of nice. If you want to play your own background music, feel free. But we're gonna do it with silence, just for like simplicity on my end. So it's up to you. Take one more breath. And then let's do a little bit of a shoulder stretch. So you're gonna take your right arm up towards the sky, breathe it in, twist. And then as you exhale, thread your right arm under, land onto your right cheek and your right shoulder, and just take some deep breaths in and out. Take one more breath. And then come all the way back up, and let's thread the opposite way. So take an inhale, left arm all the way up towards the sky, and then exhale, thread it under, land onto your left cheek, land onto your left arm, and then just take deep breaths. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. Come all the way up to your table. And let's just rock the wrists to the side. So move your hands so that they're flat on the mat like this, going out. And if that is enough, stay there. Or maybe you turn your wrists around fully, so fingertips are going back towards the knees. And then we're just gonna rock back and forth a little bit. So this is gonna create a stretch through the front of the wrists. And then take one more breath. And then come all the way back to place the palms on the mat. And we'll tuck the toes and lift up and back to your first down dog. So make sure you spread through the palms, bend through one knee and then the next. Walking out the dog. Hope everyone here saw the new schedule, by the way, and knows that this is yoga barre. It was originally foundations. Take one more breath into your down dog, and then we're gonna bend through both knees, gaze forward, and then just step or walk your feet up to meet your hands. Okay, take a breath in. Take a breath out, And then bend through the knees, sit the hips back, lift the arms up, finding a chair. So you're tucking your tailbone slightly. You're pressing down through the big toes, and there's like a length through your arms, a softness through the shoulders. And then take it for one more breath. And then press through both feet, come all the way up to stand, and take your palms into heart center. Let your thumbs connect to your heartbeat. Ground down through both soles of feet. Stack each and every vertebrae one at a time on the next. And take an inhale, we'll sweep the palms up towards the sky. We're gonna start warming up the body now. Exhale into your fold. Take your inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale your way back down. Keep your right foot where it is. Step your left foot all the way back. Find yourself into a long, low lunge. And we're gonna rock back and forth, just kind of getting into the hip crease. And then take one more little rock and then land your left knee down. Take an inhale, sweep both palms up towards the sky, finding yourself into a low lunge. Just take one more breath. And then let's exhale, take it forward, and we'll move into a twist. So you're gonna leave your left palm where it is, breathe your right palm up towards the sky, take a deep inhale. And then exhale your right palm back down. Walk your palms back and lengthen over your right leg. Taking 3 breaths, inhale. And then exhale, 2 more. And then 1 more. Bend through your right knee, walk the palms forward, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then you're gonna step your right foot all the way back. So you are in a strong plank. If you need to land the knees on the mat and take your plank low, go ahead. Now we're gonna play around with this little forearm sequence, which some of you know well. Okay, so stay pushing the ground away for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, land your right elbow, land your left elbow, find yourself in your forearm plank, give it 3, 2, and then 1, soften your hips and lift your heart. This is your Sphinx. And as you push the ground away, your chest expands, inhaling. And then exhaling. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, back to your forearm plank. Right palm goes first, left palm goes back, and then come all the way up to your down dog. And then take an inhale, and take an exhale. Bend through the knees, gaze forward. Step your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend through the knees, sit back, find your chair. So reaching the arms up overhead. Reach through the fingers, reach through the arms, settle through the shoulders. Stay for 3, for 2, and then for 1, we're gonna exhale, fold, and then take that flow on the opposite side, okay? So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot stays forward this time as you step your right foot back, and then just rock forward and back, getting into the hip crease. And then land your right knee onto the mat, and we'll come first into the low lunge. So inhaling, both palms up overhead. Settle your gaze at one point. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, take it forward. Land your right palm, and then sweep your left palm up towards the sky. Twisted low lunge, 1 more breath. And then exhale your left palm back down. Walk your palms backwards as you lengthen over the left leg and give it 3 breaths. Just kind of feeling how the hamstring feels today. 2. And then 1. Walk the palms back, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then step the left foot back. Okay, so we're in our strong plank again. We're just warming up the core. Stay for 3 and 2. And then on 1, it's your left elbow that lands first, your right elbow again, and now stay up in your forearm plank. You can do it, pushing the ground away, taking deep inhales and exhales. Give it 1 more breath. And then soften, and then open through the chest. Inhale. And then exhale. And then let's move the opposite way. So tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Left palm first, right palm next, and then shift all the way up into your down dog. Take a breath in, and then take a breath out. Let's bend through the knees, gaze forward. Just step your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, come all the way up to stand. And then take your palms into heart center. Just gonna do one more little yoga-y type of warm-up. So step your right foot all the way back. You're turning all 10 toes to face the sidewall, and then take a breath in. And then as you exhale, fold forward. So we're getting a deeper stretch through the backs of the legs, and land your fingertips on the mat. Keep your right palm where it is. Inhale the left palm all the way up towards the sky, twist. And then exhale, lower, and then twist the opposite way. So right palm reaches all the way up. And then exhale, land the right foot. One more of each breath in, and maybe your left palm wraps all the way around the back body. And then slowly unwind, and maybe you wrap the opposite way. Unwind all the way, plant palms onto the hips, come all the way up to stand. Okay, turn your heels in. So we're coming into kind of a plie now. If you have some hand weights, feel free to grab them, or maybe you're grabbing onto water bottles. You're gonna reach your palms in front of you, and we're gonna start with our our bar style warm-up. So you're gonna rotate on the left toes, turn inwards, and come into a lunge facing over the right knee, and then slowly unwind back to the plie, and then turn the opposite way, okay? So this is a rotation on the feet, and you're rotating the whole body. And you imagine some upbeat music that you're flowing with. The most recent themed bar class I had was, it was a bar ladies night, and all the music playing was like epic ladies breakup songs, like Shout Out to My Ex. So maybe you imagine that is playing in the background. And let's take 3 more for 2. And then for 1, this time when you open, we're gonna change slightly. You're gonna be reaching your arms down, coming all the way up, and then reaching the other way, okay? So it is still like you're coming into the lunge with your feet, but it's more of like a lateral extension. Let's take 3 more for 2. And then on 1, you're gonna come all the way back up. Take your palms in front of you if you're holding onto your weights or whatever. Inhale your palms up overhead, and then exhale your palms forward. So this is like a deadlift in your fitness classes, but we're kind of making it bar style because we have our plie legs instead of just our wide legs. Hope your heart rate is up as much as mine is already. Let's take 4 more of these. 3 for 2. And then for 1, you're gonna land the weight safely on the mat, turn so that your hands are grounded, and you're gonna step all the way back into a plank. Okay, from our plank, we're gonna step the right foot forward so it's wider than the hands, and inhale your right palm all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, land the right palm, step the right foot back, and then take the opposite way. So left foot steps forward, sweeps up, land the palm, step back, moving into a rhythm. Foot, twist, land, step back, foot, twist, land, step back. So this is accomplishing a few things, right? We're coming in and out of a plank. We're warming up and lubricating our hip joint. We're twisting through the shoulders. Okay, let's take 4 more. You got this. Know that you can rest at any point. 3, 2, And then 1, land the palms, step back. Let's all land onto the knees, okay? 4 tricep push-ups. So your elbows are going back, and then you're pushing your ground away. That's 1. Elbows back, push the ground away. 2, 3, and then 4. Now we'll switch to a wide armed push-up. So elbows go out, and then come back in. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Come all the way back up. Just sit the hips back onto the heels. Take a moment to take a deep breath in and then a deep breath out. And then come up through a table, all the way back into your down dog. Stretch out through the spine, rest, and push down through the heels, and take 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale. And then bend through the knees, gaze forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Take an inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. And then inhale, come all the way up to stand. And take your palms into your heart center. Okay, so we're gonna use our chairs now for the first exercise. You can hold on to like anything nearby, like a wall or a couch or whatever. If you have a Pilates ball, great. Maybe I'll turn my chair actually so you guys can see me better. You are going to walk the length away from your chair so like your torso becomes horizontal. If you have something to grip between your right thigh and your right calf, go for it. And if you don't have anything to grip, just keep that knee bent. The whole point of holding onto this object, it's really just to kind of engage your leg and prevent you from being like lazy about it, okay? So what we're gonna do is same sequence. We do it every week in my bar class. I really like it because it's really good for your butt. So on your inhale, keep your knee lifted as it is, and then exhale, curl the thighs to become horizontal, or sorry, parallel, not horizontal. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, draw it parallel. So keep moving like this. Now I want you to be lightly gripping onto your bar here. You don't need to be like squeezing it to death. The bar is just like an awesome prop for balance. So I often say 8 more in my classes. Someone pointed out to me recently that 8 is the number infinity sideways. It often feels like infinity, doesn't it? Let's take 3 more. 2. And then on 3, you're gonna lift that right knee up. Now I want you to squeeze the ball. So take 8 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now lift the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more rounds, squeezing the ball. 3, 4, 5. Your left butt cheek should be screaming. Lift the ball 8 times. You got this. 1 more round. Squeeze the ball. Lift the ball. And then come all the way forward. Just place the ball down. And then take a forward fold. Give yourself a couple of breaths. I'm going to make sure my phone is silenced. It's probably all those teacher WhatsApp groups. And then slowly roll all the way up, and then let's take the opposite side, okay? So find your setup. Either have your ball or your object or whatever. Line up so that your torso is in line, and just stay here for now. And then we're gonna start moving the thighs. So drawing it in to become parallel, and then lifting it back up. Moving in, lifting up. I think this is the point in the class when everyone is like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? They regret coming to bar. They're feeling like annoyed. Know that it's not going to be happening forever. What doesn't challenge you won't change you. I love that saying. So if it's challenging you, you're in a good spot. Let's take 2 more. And then last one, lift the leg up. 8 of those pulses. Now lift the ball 8 times. So you're lifting the whole knee. Squeeze the ball, 2 more rounds. Lift the ball. Last one, squeeze. Lift. Okay, you're done. Come all the way back and then just land the ball. And then once again, let's take a forward fold to release it. Realize that I need to mute my computer as well. Take one more breath. And then we're gonna roll all the way up to stand. If you have a resistance loop, great. If you don't have one, you don't need one. You're gonna take the band and place it around your calves, and then come to stand holding onto your chair. So if you don't have a band, just stand like normal. And keeping your right foot rooted, you're going to lift your left leg out towards the side and then close it back in. Okay, so just 8 of these repetitions. So this is toning your inner thighs. Try to keep a length up through your spine, balancing through the right big toe. 2 more. On the last one, keep it open and then just do 8 mini pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take circles forward. And then circles back. Now keep the foot where it is, just hold it. 8, 7, 6, you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, land the foot. You got it. I'm gonna move my bar just so that I'm still facing you. And then we're gonna take it the opposite way. So your left foot is gonna stay where it is, and then the right foot is gonna be extending, lightly holding the bar. First thing you do is the 8 moves out. After the 8th one, keep it lifted, do your 8 mini pulses. Circle forward. My God, this is brutal. We got this. Circle back. And then hold it open. And then step the foot all the way down. If you have the band, just release it. Take your palms up overhead. You're gonna step your right foot in front of the left, take a big inhale, and then take a lateral stretch so your left arm reaches all the way over to the right. We're stretching through the outside of the right leg. And then step the foot forward, and then switch the opposite way. So left foot crosses, and then stretch to the other side. Okay, coming all the way back up. I'm gonna move this to the side. Grab hold of your weights or your water bottles or whatever you have. Step your feet wide, turn your heels in, toes out, just keeping the weights on the hips for now. So this is your plie move. It's goddess legs in yoga, okay? So we're gonna play with lifting the right heel and lowering. Left heel lifts, lower. Right heel lifts, left heel lifts. Okay, so you can keep going like this, one heel at a time, or maybe you lift both. Keep sitting low, keep bending in the knees. If your fire is burning in your thighs, then you're in the right place. You're at the right level. Let's do 2 more lifts. And this time, keep your heels lifted up if you can. If you need to lower them, you can. Open your arms wide with these goalpost arms. So you're making right angles. And what you're gonna do is draw your elbows in, open them up, push them overhead, bring them back down. This rhythm, in, out, up, and lower, okay? In, out, up, and lower. Uh-oh, princess is coming. Hello. She just wants to do bar. Okay, let's just do 4 more. So this is working the shoulders. 3, 2, know that you can put the weights down at any point, and then 1, press up and lower. Take your arms in front of you. We're gonna do a bit of a hip hop type of move. So you're gonna draw the elbows in and then cross. In and then cross. In, cross, cat. Keep going like this. Maybe you wanna add a little bit of dancing movement. So this is working your shoulders, your arms. Four more. 2. And then 1, just come all the way up. Let's take a little bit of a forward fold. You can leave your weights or keep them with you. Inhaling 1 arm up towards the sky, twist, just like we did at the start of the class. And then lowering, and then twisting the opposite way. Okay, 1 more of each. Lower, and then twist. And then last one, land, and then twist. Lower the weights, hands on the hips, step all the way up, walk the feet back in, turn to face the front of your mat. Keep your right foot exactly where it is. You're going to take a big step long with your left knee. So you're in a crescent lunge stance. If you're feeling a bit wobbly, you can always get rid of 1 weight and hold onto the bar. Okay, with hands on the hips, we are going to lower and then lift the back knee here. 4 more of these. 2. And on 1, hold, keep it down, reach your arms in front of you, bicep curl, overhead press. So you're curling up through the arms, pushing, lowering. 6 of these. Keep the bend in the back knee, so it's almost like 2 right angles. You got 3 more. 2. And then 1, take the arms up overhead, take your weights together. Let's just do little tricep dips. 8 of these, keep bending through the back knee, you got this. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Oh, step all the way forward, shake that out, you're doing awesome. You are resilient, you can do this. Left foot stays forward, and then right foot steps all the way back. Setting up for your lunge on this side, know that you can hold onto the bar if you need to, and we'll start with those mini pulses. So lower, and then lift. 8 of these. 6 more. 4, 3, 2. On 1, you know what to do. Keep it bent. Elbows forward, up. So this is a combination move here. It's working our biceps. It's working our shoulders. Halfway. 4 more, you got this. 3, 2, and then 1, lift up. Take the weights together, do 8 little pulses. Lower that down, just step all the way forward, shake it out, release. Weights go to the side. And then why don't we rinse it out with a bit of a vinyasa flow. Okay, so inhale, palms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, lower back down. Step back to your down dog. And if you want to move through the vinyasa, we're going to come forward. Land the knees onto the mat. Slowly lower the elbows down. Body comes all the way down. Inhale, lift up into a back bend. Exhale, lower. And then shift back through a table. And let's come all the way into a child's pose. Okay, rest the forehead. Rest the hips onto the knees. take rest. And know that if you want to stay here for the rest of the class, that is perfectly okay. It's still yoga, as long as you're breathing, as long as you're feeling the sensations in the body, as long as you're here in the present moment, it's yoga. Come all the way up into your table. Extend through your right leg behind you. So left knee is on the mat, right hip is level with the left. Maybe you lift the opposing arm. So you have a one long extension from your left fingertips all the way through your right heel. Okay, stay for an inhale with everything extended, or that hand can be on the mat. And then exhale, curl the elbow into the knee, and then inhale, lengthen. So we're gonna keep moving like this, exhale, and then inhale. And know that if your balance feels all over the place, that is totally okay. I think we're all feeling really out of balance right now. You saw on my Instagram, I posted earlier that one of my students today posted a voice note on one of my videos. She said, stay healthy and don't forget to wash your hair. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't washed my hair in like a week. Take one more breath and then lengthen all the way out. And then land the left palm and land the right knee. So even if you feel like you're totally balanced and you're handling this well, you might be a little bit off balance in different ways that you kind of don't even realize, okay? So don't judge yourself if you're feeling all over the place. Let's take the opposite side. Left leg extends, right arm lifts. Sometimes when we're feeling out of balance, it like presents itself on the yoga mat. Take one more breath with everything long, and then curl the elbow in to meet the knee. We'll move with this rhythm. So this is a bird dog, so I've learned it's called. And it kind of works our body in a bunch of different ways. It works our core, it challenges our balance. Stay, do 4 more. 2. And then 1. Now come all the way back, land the palm and land the knee. Now I'm gonna give you guys a choice. You can go back to that exact same rhythm, or if you wanna come up into a plank, we're gonna come all the way up into a plank, and then we're gonna kind of do some mountain climbers. So taking your right knee in, extending it long, left leg, extend, okay? So either or, you can be in the table, you can be in the plank, doesn't really matter. As long as you are feeling like you're working, you're feeling like you're at an edge, you're challenging yourself, it's all good. 5, 4, 3, for 2, and then on 1, come back, give yourself a little breather. Okay, coming into a low plank now. That's out of the way, so it's not where my head is. If you want to keep your toes tucked, you can, and be up here if you're super hardcore. I'm gonna have my knees lowered. We're gonna take some tricep push-ups. So elbows drawn back, and then pushing the ground away, just like we did in the warm-up. So we're working our triceps here. We'll take 8, 7, 6, 5, you got this. 4, 3, 2, and then on 1, come all the way down. Let's take a little breather in our Sphinx pose. So elbows are on the mat, open through the chest. Just settle your gaze in front of you. We're almost done with the bar work, I promise. Little bit more arms, a little bit more core, and then it's all stretching, all yoga. Okay, take one more breath. And then lower back down. Come all the way up into that low push-up. One more thing, this time, your elbows go out and then push the ground away. So I'm gonna turn so you guys can see me. In your tricep push-ups, the elbows are going back like this. In our regular push-ups, the elbows are going out. So you're just like working the arms in a different way. Regular old push-up. Aren't push-ups fun? Don't we love push-ups? Actually, that reminds me, I've been tagged twice in one of those like Instagram push-up challenges. I'll have to put that on my story. Let's take 3 more. 2. And then 1, come all the way up. Sit back into a child's pose. Give yourself a breath. You're almost done. You got this. Roll all the way up to seated. Just rock to one side. Coming into lying on your spine. And you're going to interlace your palms behind the crown or the back of your head. Okay, take your knees into your chest. Lengthen through your right leg. Turn your right elbow to tap your left knee. That's 1. And then we're going to crisscross the opposite way. That's 2. So you should feel your core working right now. These are called yogi bicycles in yoga. I don't know what they're called in like Pilates or bar. So we'll just keep that name. Let's just do 8 more of these, okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Draw the knees in, knees into the chest, rock from side to side. Land the feet onto the yoga mat now. Land your palms onto the mat, and we're gonna lift the hips up. Just do a few hip thrusts, kind of stretching out through the back after we did all that flexion, that forward folding. So you can lower the hips all the way down and then lift all the way up. Just lowering and then lifting. Imagine like you have a yoga block or a squishy ball between your legs and you're just holding it in place. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, we're almost done. 5, 4, 3, or 2, and then 1. Lower the hips all the way back down. Just take the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. We're going to take the palms onto the backs of the thighs and just do a rock up over crisscross. Hands on the mat. Wiggle all the way back and then stretch out in a nice downward facing dog. So tiny bit more core here. Take your right leg up. Take an inhale, 3-legged dog. If you want to bend the knee and stack the hips and maybe flip your dog and take your wild thing, if that's part of your practice, you ripple forward, land the right toes, outer edge of the left foot, right arm reaches all the way forward, and then come all the way back to your plank. Just take the right knee in, tap the right elbow, left elbow, left elbow. 2 more. And then 1. And then take the right knee in, step the right foot between the palms, land onto the left heel, come all the way up into a warrior 2. We're just gonna do a little bit of stretching. So lengthen through your right leg, hinge forward, and then take your right arm alongside your right calf and lift your left arm up. This is your Trikonasana, your triangle pose from yoga. Stay here. I'm gonna check what time it is. Okay, we're good. And then if you want to come into a balancing pose from yoga, a half moon, you might shift your weight onto your right foot, landing your right fingertips, And then just bringing this balance of stacking your left hip on your right, and maybe you're holding onto your bar, that's okay. Perhaps if you're kind of regular at yoga and you want to try sugar cane, which we've been working on, maybe you kick your left heel towards your bottom, like a quad stretch, a little bit of a back bend. Stay for one more breath. And then let's release and lower. And then one more on the opposite side. So back to your down dog, big stretch. And then opposite side, left leg lifts all the way up, three-legged dog, bend through the left knee, stack the hips. Maybe you ripple forward, flip your dog, land onto the outer edge of the right foot, extend your left arm behind you, stay for 3, stay for 2, and then on 1, unwind, extending your left leg up, and then take your left knee in, 4 of those taps, 3, and then 4, left foot steps all the way forward, land onto the right heel, come all the way up, and then let's lengthen through the left leg, take an inhale, and then hinge forward, left arm alongside the left calf, and then gaze towards the right thumb. And then you choose, maybe you come into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon, maybe you just stay in a triangle. Take one more breath. And then we're just gonna step the right foot to meet the left. Just close the hips, land both feet on the mat, grip your palms to opposite elbows, and like sigh the heart forward. Take the palms all the way back onto the mat. Step your way back to a down dog. If you want to take a vinyasa flow, go for it. And then we're going to move directly into a pigeon stretch. Okay, so the right leg lifts all the way up, three-legged dog. Draw your right knee in. Lay the right shin across the width of the mat. Right knee is behind right wrist. Right foot is behind left wrist. And then tuck your left toes. Wiggle your left knee back a bit. Take an inhale. And then exhale to come forward. Okay, so this is pigeon pose. If it doesn't feel suitable for your knees, if your hip feels super tight, you can also take this exact same pose on your back, just crossing the leg and like lowering down like this. Okay, so feel free to stay there. Taking whatever variation. This is a really, really deep stretch for the hip, and it's super nice and super important after our bar work, especially because of like, remember all those repetitions we did with the ball, lifting the knee up? How can you forget, right? So this is stretching into that spot and releasing some of that tension. Okay, take one more inhale. One more exhale. And take your palms back onto the mat. Come all the way back to a down dog. And then if you want to take the opposite side, left leg lifts. Take your left knee in. Draw your left shin across the width of the mat. Wiggle the right knee back, back, back in space. And then bring yourself down into pigeon on this side. Just kind of breathing into whatever comes up. Letting it bubble up to the surface and then release. And take one more round of breath. And this time you're gonna rock all the way onto your bottom. Just take your right knee in. Come to roll down onto the back body. Land your feet onto the mat. We're gonna take a bridge. So you're gonna press your palms into the mat, lift your hips up. It's like where we did the hip thrusts from earlier. This time, roll your shoulder blades under, interlace your palms, press the pinky side down towards the mat, lift the hips up towards the sky. Taking deep inhales and exhales. Take one more breath. And then lower down. Take the knees into the chest. Open the arms wide. And you're going to drop both knees over to one side and then send your gaze in the opposite direction. So in your spinal twist, it's like a compression of the spine, right? You're compressing all the spinal discs. You're just kind of wringing out and letting go whatever is stuck in there. Take one more breath. And then release the left palm, come all the way back through center, and then drop both knees the opposite way, sending your gaze in the opposite direction. So we're about to drop down into our final resting pose. If there's any last stretches that would feel nice in your body today, maybe like your happy baby, gripping your toes and rocking from side to side. Maybe your soles of feet pressed together, your arms open wide. You choose. And eventually we're going to stretch out into our final resting pose. And when you stretch out into whatever shape it is, just take a minute to thank yourself, to acknowledge your effort, to acknowledge the fact that you made it here. I think sometimes at the end of like our crazy days at home or whatever, sometimes the last thing you want to do is take 100 push-ups and goddess squats, and you showed up and you did it anyway. So make sure you appreciate and acknowledge yourself for that. And drop into your rest and drop into your stillness, knowing that I will bring you back when the time is up. Is forever to remember me as loving you. All I ask of you is forever to remember me as loving you. Stretch through the spine. Take your knees into your chest. If you're on your back, give yourself a nice little hug. And if you're seated, just stay seated. I want to read you something that it was shared in, I think, one of my yoga teacher Facebook groups. I can't remember now. It says it helps to remember the objective. We're staying in so that we can go back out. We're staying apart so we can get back together. And we're loving each other so well so we don't make one another sick. And all of our hard days today are for a whole lot of happier days tomorrow. That was said by Beth Moore. Make your way all the way up to seated. We're going to take our palms into our heart center, lengthen through the spine and tuck with the chin. We always finish with our intention. The original intention of yoga, written thousands upon thousands of years ago. That our yoga practice be steady, that our efforts be continuous, and that our yoga be of service and benefit to all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. If you want to join me in an Om sound, we're going to inhale and then exhale, and then inhale through to make the Om. So take a breath in, and then a breath out, and then a breath in. Thank you guys so much for sharing this space and the practice. Om Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice.